le macchine, le macchine.
Heavy rain and flooding have once again struck parts of Europe, impacting northern Italy and southern France. In Milan and surrounding Lombardy provinces, streets are underwater, rivers have burst their banks, and families are facing sudden disruption. Meanwhile, Marseille has seen severe thunderstorms and flooding, forcing the postponement of major sporting events. Today, we'll bring you a full update on what has happened, the areas affected, and how authorities and emergency crews are responding.
Rez, prendi le reti e la canna da pesca che ci sono giù, i siluri ci sono. Madonna.
On Monday, September 22nd, torrential rain hit the Lombardy region of northern Italy. The downpours were so intense that rivers, particularly the Seveso, overflowed, sending muddy floodwaters rushing through neighborhoods. Milan, one of Italy's largest cities, faced significant disruption as water poured into streets and homes. The rainfall also triggered landslides in nearby provinces, adding further danger and damage to communities across the north. The worst-hit areas include Milan, especially the Niguarda district, where the Seveso River overflowed. Other heavily affected locations are the provinces of Como, Monza, and Varese. The floods began during the day and intensified rapidly, overwhelming drainage systems and leaving residents scrambling for safety. Authorities described the rainfall as unusually heavy for such a short period. In Niguarda, floodwaters rose quickly, forcing residents to seek higher ground. Landslides in the Como province blocked roads and created additional hazards for local communities. For many families in Milan, the day turned into a sudden struggle for safety. Residents in Niguarda watched as water rushed past their homes. Cars were partially submerged, and some people abandoned their vehicles to walk through knee-deep water. In the surrounding provinces, smaller towns faced landslides that isolated neighborhoods. Some families were temporarily relocated to safer areas. Local shopkeepers reported damage to stock and equipment as water swept into businesses, and the cleanup is expected to take weeks. Flooding and landslides disrupted road traffic in Milan and nearby provinces. Several streets in Niguarda were impassable, while public transport experienced delays. In Como and Varese, landslides damaged rural roads, leaving some areas cut off. Electricity outages were reported where floodwaters reached power infrastructure, though officials confirmed most outages were localized and being repaired. Authorities quickly activated emergency protocols. In Milan, firefighters and police patrolled flooded neighborhoods, pumping water from streets and underground areas while assisting stranded residents. In Como, emergency teams worked to clear roads blocked by landslides and advised residents in hillside communities to remain alert for further slides. Public travel was restricted in affected areas to ensure safety. Residents described waking to sirens and the shock of floodwaters entering streets and homes. Shopkeepers struggled to protect their stores, while families in Como expressed fear as landslides blocked access to villages.
Carcare via Sanguineti, questa è la situazione. Inquietanti.
These accounts remind us of the real human impact behind the numbers. People's homes, livelihoods, and sense of safety are all affected. As of tonight, September 22nd, rain has eased in some areas, but rivers remain swollen, and landslide-prone slopes are unstable. Emergency services continue to monitor the situation closely, working to restore normal life and prevent further incidents. Heavy rainfall hit Marseille and the broader Provence-Alpes-Côte d'Azur region on Sunday, September 21st. The storms brought strong winds, flooding streets, lightning, and thunder. Videos posted on social media showed rain pouring through city streets, with water pooling in low-lying areas. The storm mainly affected Marseille and nearby coastal communities on Sunday evening, with peak rainfall between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. local time. Meteorologists warned that rainfall could reach 70 to 90 millimeters, with some locations receiving up to 120 millimeters in just a few hours. Authorities issued an orange alert for rain, flooding, and thunderstorms. The heavy rain led to local flooding, with streets turned into rivers and residents having to navigate hazardous conditions. Fortunately, there were no immediate reports of serious casualties, though disruptions to daily life were significant. The storms forced the postponement of major sporting events. The Le Classique football match between Paris Saint-Germain and Olympique de Marseille, scheduled at the Orange Velodrome Stadium, was delayed for safety reasons. Nearly 70,000 spectators were expected, and authorities deemed it unsafe to proceed amid flooding and thunderstorms. Similarly, a rugby match between Toulon and La Rochelle was postponed due to the same weather conditions. The PSG versus Marseille match is now rescheduled for Monday at 8 p.m. local time, with all tickets remaining valid. Authorities in Marseille and surrounding areas urged residents to avoid unnecessary travel and remain indoors during peak rainfall. Emergency crews monitored flood-prone streets and responded to any blocked or dangerous areas. Across northern Italy and southern France, these storms highlight the disruption heavy rain can cause. Flooded homes, blocked roads, damaged infrastructure, and postponed public events. In Milan, families and businesses are dealing with rising waters and landslides. In Marseille, the storms impacted daily life and forced the postponement of major football and rugby matches, showing how even well-prepared cities can face sudden challenges during extreme weather. Emergency services are working tirelessly to assist residents, clear roads, and restore infrastructure. While immediate danger has lessened in some areas, vigilance remains essential as water levels and unstable terrain pose ongoing risks. Our thoughts are with the families and communities affected by these floods and storms. Emergency efforts continue and help is still needed in many areas.